So I will talk about, I actually changed the title because I think it was quite pretentious. I was ready for a summer holiday, but we're talking about the utilization of Thorny Skate in Norwegian fisheries, and especially in regards to longline fisheries. I will quickly just say one sentence about us. We are part of Sintef. We are located in Ålesund. We are 19 employees, but we house in total 24 researchers. And so we are proud to be a part of the industry in the northwest part of Norway and strive to create effect for them. But enough about us. This is what the story starts with. This is an autoline boat called Vidar. It's from Godøya in Møre og Romsdal. And I will talk about some projects that we have done and one project that is ongoing and show some results. It actually started with an event like this, probably later in the evening. And my colleague Jannicke came in contact with Sindre Dyb, who is the manager and owner, one of the owners of this boat. They talked about the Thorny Skate, that they are getting a lot of bycatch of Thorny Skates. But just like Janita shared with us, if they get paid, it's a very small symbolic sum. And if they don't get paid, they have to pay to offhand it or throw it away. So it goes to waste. So this is the thing we're talking about, a little cute skate. And it's quite prominent in the Norwegian economic zone, our oceans. But especially in Barentshavet, it's very prominent. So they are about 60 centimeters, up to 2 kilo. I checked the average price for frozen whole skate. I think it was up to last week or something. And the sums that were recorded were 0.25 kroner or 1 kroner per kilo. So very low. I don't know if Sindre is here, but I don't think he breaks even bringing this fish for shore. But he still has to. It's not allowed to throw out dead fish or fish that are not likely to survive. So we sat down with the Vidar. It was actually my first week in Sintef Nordvest. They threw this at me and asked if I would join. And we wrote a project proposal for the regional research fund of Møre og Romsdal. So we sketched an idea with Vidar, the Regionale Forskningsfond, and us, to look at the possibilities to increase the utilization and the valorization of Thorny Skates. So we started characterizing the raw material. We started looking at the size, the liver sizes. Could we make some oil from it? Could we make protein powder? Does anyone want to eat skate protein powder and pay for it? We didn't know of any such product. There are some products on the market in Asia and Australia, like fermented skate liver oil and sort of niche products. But we started from the bottom. We looked at the chemical composition or the nutritional content of the fish. And one thing that immediately came up is that it's a real hassle for the fishermen to gut this fish because it has to be done manually. So in principle, we wanted to keep the fish whole, but we also looked at how would it be without the gut, because less fat, and especially for protein powder, it's beneficial to have less fat. So, yeah, it has a lot of protein, 18% on the skates that we analyzed. Not a lot of fat, but the liver itself is fatty. So we went to the lab. We tried some processing techniques in lab scale. So we started with a protein extraction where we did a fairly standard enzymatic hydrolysis. We used a commercial available enzyme, and we achieved a yield of 13 gram proteins per 100 grams of raw material. So that was okay. It was actually a pretty good yield for that kind of product. And then we looked at the extraction of fat, and it was really easy to extract the fat. But the problem is that it's labor intensive because you have to gut the fish if you want to do it solely on the liver. So we sort of put that aside and thought that if we are going to extract fat, it has to be from a combined process. And we tried a collagen extraction, which worked. I have to admit, we got a really low yield, but I will get back to the collagen part later in the presentation. So here's just a bunch of pictures. We made hydrolysates. There's oil on the top here. Here's the cartilage, because these fish don't have bones. They have cartilage, similar to the dogfish. And now, Sindre's phone, he owned the boat. His phone was run down with people wanting to buy skate, right? No. The skate project was over, and I don't think you can tell by the price statistics that we had done anything, because we were still missing something in this consortium. But we thought, what could we do while we wait, or find the right partner with insight of the market, or equipment, deliver, or whatever. So we started to think that, okay, but we can look at how this sea-frozen skate behaves quality-wise. So we did some microbiology testing. It went really well. It held fine. It was very little difference between the freshest and the oldest, which was 6 months. We looked at how the storage affected the protein hydrolysis, which it had no effect, so it was really good. Means you can fish Kloskatte, you can freeze it round in 50 kilo blocks, store it, and then process it on land when the site or the manufacturer has time. And that we got done with that project too, and we still haven't seen any sale of Kloskatte. But Skate 3, the third time's the charm. I was actually voted down for the project name, so it was called Brave, which was very brave of them. So Vidar is still with us in the project. We also got Nesbak, who's another local autoline boat, and Geir from HP Holmeset. We got with us Erling Olstad, who delivers separators, bone separators. And we had a French partner, which my French colleague Rachel found. And they produce collagen from skate cartilage. And again, it was funded by the Regional Research Fund of Møre og Romsdal. So, in this project, we are looking into how this Kloskatte can get access into a more high-value market, marine collagen. So, the idea is that we use the bone separators that Erling sells to separate the mince, the meat, the fat, the protein, and the cartilage. So you have a sort of a clean cartilage fraction, and then you would have a mince, like you buy in the store to make your Friday tacos, but of skate. And so we would evaluate how good this particular species was to enter in this production, and especially tailored to a business needs. And then also evaluate the use of the mince fraction for human consumption, maybe, more likely pet food. And we were to assess the feasibility. What would it cost? What would be the investment? Do we need a third party to separate, and can Sindre install a separator on board and freeze it on board? So we are currently working on this project, and we have some results already. We went to Provisor to test the separator, and we got a meat fraction, a mince fraction, and a collagen fraction. And the separation was okay. We had a 16% bone fraction. And some obvious results, if you remove the viscera and the liver, the fat content go down. But the positive thing is that this process had no adverse effect on the microbial content. Yeah, so in the bone fraction, you have the cartilage, where the collagen is, and then you have the mince with protein. Why didn't we just do this from the beginning? We started with hydrolysis and a complicated method, but we really believed in that. But this has shown to be really interesting. We have done some collagen extraction tests, and I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but Abyss has also done some collagen tests, and the results are positive. I think the interesting thing about the skate is that all of animals have collagen in them, but skate is a good source of collagen type 2, whereas cod skin, for example, is a source of collagen type 1, if I'm correct. Yeah. So I brought with me a prop. Here is a skate collagen, but everyone is set, of course, in the back because it's awkward to sit in the front, so no one can see this. But it's a clear powder, and it's really nice. We had a sensory evaluation, and we also sent some analysis to test the volatile compounds to see if we can treat it to reduce the smell. Because same as with the Anita's dogfish, these cartilaginous fishes, they have a tendency to secrete urine smell, urea, ammonia. And so the handling, at least when it's fresh, is key to get a good product. But as these are frozen immediately after catch, the problem of the smell and urea is sort of mitigated, but it will smell different than other products, such as cod and seitan. Yeah. So we have done sensory analysis. These are, yep. So I think, yeah, it's a really nice story of how we start in one end and end up in another. And I think we are really close to creating value for the Klusgate. And as mentioned earlier, we are not aiming to make a targeted fishery for Klusgate. In the first slide, or one of the first slides, I showed the map of Norway. In the Barentshavet, the stock is assessed as very strong, whereas further south in Norway, there's actually like a no-catch advice. But these larger vessels have the range and the possibility to go further in the north to fish. Yeah. And this is just a small promo, but the orders were switched. My colleague is holding a presentation on another project where we are also looking into other bycatch, but his presentation was earlier today, so this slide was now mute, and no need for it. So yeah.